Lil Tay may not be broke, but she's broken in ways that money is never gonna fix.
Mommy, stop! I was filming! Lil Tay be popping.
Like bro, she turned 18 and literally said, "Clock strikes midnight," and dropped an OF link like it was Cinderella's glass slipper. And before anybody could even blink, she'd made $1 million in 3 hours. Do you realize how cooked that is?
Are you serious right now, bro?
This wasn't some "yay, I'm free now" thing. It was a whole production.
Y'all saying, Lil Tay, why'd you drop the link for your 18th birthday? You don't need to ask dumbass questions.
The bio literally said, "Freshly 18, and don't tell my mom," like it was a punchline. Nah, that's not funny. That's someone who grew up being trained to market themselves to creeps. For those who don't know who Lil Tay is, don't worry, I got you. Lil Tay, whose real name is Claire Eileen Chi Hope, is an American-Canadian internet personality and musician. She gained fame in 2018 for her online videos, often featuring boasts about wealth, and her self-proclaimed title as the youngest flexer. She was born on July 29th, 2007. Anyway, she baited the internet with that weird baby-turned-bad girl energy, and the internet bit hard. You had grown-ass men counting down the days until this girl turned legal, like it was the Super Bowl. People were in the comments saying things like, "We waited long enough," like they were owed her body. These weren't new fans. These were people who watched her grow up, people who remember her in a rainbow Gucci tracksuit, screaming at their phones with a toy Bentley behind her, and now they're swiping their credit cards to see her birthday suit. That's not empowerment, that's a grooming arc. And look, I know OF exists. I know people use it, whatever. But this wasn't just, "Hey, I'm 18 and I want to try this." This felt like everyone around her knew it was coming. Like her brother, who's always been shady as hell, suddenly playing dumb like, "Whoa, I didn't know she was gonna do this." Liar. Y'all planned this. It was clockwork. It was pre-written. You don't fake your death 1 year and then launch the youngest link of the century the next. Like that's normal. People really sat there and watched her pretend to die. Like literally, she was dead for 24 hours and still acted surprised when she turned her 18th birthday into a bait trap for gooners. This is what happens when you raise a child star in chaos and let the internet parent her. She was never just a kid, she was content. And now she's monetizing that same twisted attention that's been breathing down her neck since she was 9 years old. And bro, the worst part is that even people who don't sub to her OF are complicit. The whole internet is guilty. We treat girls like her as if they're cartoons. Loud, wild, ridiculous, and then the moment they hit legal age, we flip and pretend they're grown women with agency and full control. That's cap. That's full delusion. She's been told for years that she's hot, and when she turns 18, it's over. You think she didn't internalize that? She's not choosing this because it makes her feel powerful. She's choosing it because the world already decided her power only exists in her body. And don't even get me started on the content itself. It's not even that wild. But that's the trap, right? She's baiting all these creeps with captions and emojis and the promise of more, and they're too damn gone in the head to realize they're being played. They think she's giving them what they want when she's really just feeding them scraps. But that doesn't make it any better. That makes it worse. That means she knows who her audience is, and she's using that sickness like a ladder. Tell me why this girl is walking around in a shirt that says P-Star in training. Tell me why her marketing is literally built on the idea that she's still got 1 foot in childhood. That's the draw. That's the whole selling point. You can't look at this and say, it's just another OF account. This is an 18-year-old selling nostalgia kink to a fan base that's been watching her grow up like she's a long-running anime character. They waited for this, she fed them that, and it's not just about her. This is a pipeline. Lil Tay is just the latest face of it. We've seen it with Bod Bobby. We've seen it teased with Billie Eilish and Millie Bobby Brown. The second a girl hits mainstream attention before she's legal, the countdown begins. You get a fan base that isn't even subtle about it. They lurk, they fantasize, and then they pay. Like bro, this is human trafficking energy with a filter on it. And then there's the people saying, well, she's an adult now. She can do what she wants. Shut up. You don't turn 18 and magically reset the damage. You don't get abused and exploited for half your life and then suddenly start making perfect decisions the moment you can vote. That's not how trauma works. That's not how influence works. This isn't about what's legal. This is about what's rotten. She didn't get to grow up. She got raised by Twitter and YouTube comment sections and a brother who saw her as a bag. And now that bag is real. And it's heavy. PTSD. It's filled with $1 million in 3 hours, and years of shame that's never gonna go away. She's not the villain, but she's not winning either. She's just surviving. And if you look around, there's dozens more just like her, watching this play out like a blueprint. This wasn't some big feminist moment. This was a funeral for whatever was left of her childhood, wrapped in devil emojis and broken promises. And it's not that she's bad, it's that we all are. I'm still not over how people are calling this a bag securing moment, like she just signed a Nike deal. $1 million in 3 hours. Sure, it's impressive, but if your brain wasn't built in a microwave, you'd realize that doesn't mean she won. It means she gave away the last piece of herself that felt safe, and y'all clapped. You applauded the destruction. You treated it like girl boss hustle culture, when it's really just a high production tragedy. And I'm tired of the "she's grown now" argument. You think trauma waits until 18 to stop molding a person. That girl was being coached, filmed, manipulated, and screamed at by her brother when she was 9. Every scream, every flex, every staged Instagram photo was a brick laid down by somebody else. You think those bricks disappear because she turned legal? No, they built a house of lies and locked her in. Now she lives in it and calls it freedom. The wildest thing is how she turned her own abuse into a marketing pitch. Don't tell my mom, freshly 18. My body, my choice. Like, these aren't even captions. These are trauma buzzwords dressed up like empowerment. It's giving PTSD cosplay. You can literally feel the internet grooming radiating from her timeline, and she's parroting it back because she learned that being controversial means being visible, and being visible is the only way to stay relevant. But being visible like this isn't visibility, it's exposure. It's radiation poisoning in slow motion. And then you got these dudes acting shocked that her OF was just normal pictures. Like, congrats, bro.
Damn!
And now you're mad because you didn't get to objectify a girl you watched grow up in a luxury clown costume. You wanted more. You wanted to be rewarded for your patience. Think about how sick that sounds. But that's the game now. Women bait because men beg. And the more disgusting the audience, the faster the cash flows. And the fact that this is happening right after she faked her death, nah, that's not normal. That's not some quirky PR stunt. That's not Tay being crazy again. That's desperation. That's someone raised in so much chaos that death is just another content drop. It's clout necromancy. You bury the old version of yourself and pop out rebranded. First, she was the youngest flexer of the century. Now she's the youngest of queen of the century. Same circus, different costume. And what kills me most is how her brother is now playing PR damage control, pretending he's shocked. Suddenly, he's against the OF. Suddenly, he's not involved. Shut up. You think people are that stupid? We watched this boy stage entire videos when she was 9, scream at her off camera, force her to memorize scripts just so they could go viral. You're not just complicit. You're probably still getting a cut. You're not a concerned sibling. You're the co-director of this freak show. And she's talking on private stories like, "F my brother, he's a loser." You think that's real? You think these people aren't manufacturing fake beef for the algorithm? Tay and her brother have been scripting drama since she was in elementary school. If you think any of this is happening without a shared Google Doc, you've lost the plot. The sad part is, she might really believe she's free now. That's what makes it more tragic. She thinks money means control. She thinks going viral means power. But the truth is, she's just a mirror, reflecting back the worst parts of the internet. And the more we watch, the more she breaks. She's not doing this because she's confident. She's doing it because this is the only version of success that people ever gave her. When she was loud and rich and flexing on her iPhone, people listened. When she cried about abuse and control, people called her crazy. What lesson do you think she learned from that? So now she plays the internet's favorite character. Rich, bratty, rebellious. She trolls. She stunts. She cashes in. And every time we say, "Damn Lil Tay wilding again," she pockets another 1,000. But what she's really doing is selling off pieces of herself, one image at a time. And it's not just about her. She's a warning sign. She's proof that fame at a young age always comes with a price. These girls grow up under cameras, with no privacy, no normal friends, no real guidance. And then one day, the internet says, "Okay, you're 18 now, time to sexualize yourself." And we call that freedom. That's not freedom. That's grooming in high definition. She may not be broke anymore, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I don't care how many commas are in her bank account. She's bankrupt. She's walking around rich in trauma. And the saddest part is, she probably won't even realize how messed up all of this is until she's way older. Maybe not until she has her own kid. Maybe not even then. We always say, someone should have protected her. But who? Her parents were busy fighting over custody. Her brother saw her as a paycheck. The internet just wanted content, so she learned to protect herself herself the only way she knew how, with money, with control, with filters and captions and devil emojis. But that's not protection. That's armor made of glass, and one day it's gonna crack. So yeah, Lil Tay ain't broke, but she's broken, and all of us helped break her. Anyway, if you made it this far without rage quitting, hit like, smash subscribe, and yell at me in the comments. I will read them all.